Most Etsy sellers are trying to beat the algorithm and their competitors in the wrong order. Changing tags first, changing titles, worrying about pricing, and going down so many other rabbit holes. All of that matters because before any of that can turn into a sale, Etsy has to see how buyers react when your listing shows up. Etsy's algorithm hyper focuses on buyer behavior. It has to. How else would it figure out which listings deserve more visibility, which listings buyers actually want, and which listings are getting ignored? And this is where a lot of sellers lose before they even had a chance. Their listing shows up, the buyer sees it, Etsy gets this specific metric and judges you immediately. Game over or game on, depending on how you optimize this. Do you know what it is? Without even realizing it, that seller just taught the algorithm something about their product. What's up guys, Dave here. Check the description for helpful links like my AddToCartSEO.App, as well as my free Etsy ads cheat sheet and my free ChatGPT prompt library. Let's jump into it. So this is the algorithmic test that happens way before the sale. Now, conversion rate is important. SEO is extremely important. But today I want to talk about this metric that can honestly push you through a lot of bad SEO. Now, it's not going to compensate completely, but it can. If this one metric is signaling to the algorithm that it's phenomenal, you would be surprised what can happen with bad SEO and bad other things. So the first photo, your Etsy thumbnail, we're talking about click-through rate today and how important that is. The first photo is not just creative branding, it's literally the first behavioral test that your listing has to pass. And it's the first one Etsy looks at when a buyer starts behaving or interacting with your listing. Before Etsy can measure deeper buyer actions like favorites, carts, and purchases, the listing first has to survive the search results page against tons of other impressions. And that's where buyers make a fast visual decision. So if you can get them there, you're on the way to a conversion on that product purchase path. Every time your listing appears and gets ignored, Etsy receives a weak signal about the market's interest. So an impression without a click can suggest this listing was not compelling enough for that specific buyer query, even if the product itself is good. Every time your listing appears and gets clicked at an above average rate, Etsy receives evidence, this very powerful signal to the algorithm, this metric, that your presentation is aligned with buyer intent. People shop with their eyes, and Etsy's algorithm absolutely knows that. A click tells Etsy that the listing created enough visual reference, curiosity, or desire to beat the surrounding alternatives. Huge, huge signal. And that's why it's so important to have your Etsy thumbnail completely dialed in. Click-through rate is powerful because it happens before the sale, before the conversion, before the add to cart, before any of that, which means it can influence the testing cycle earlier than conversion rate, much earlier. And it's what you're getting judged on right away. Etsy does not always have enough purchase data immediately. And when you list a new listing, it doesn't, period. So keep that in mind. Early engagement signals like clicks can help the system, the algorithm, decide which listings deserve more exposure and further testing. So huge metric. SEO gets your listing into the room, but click-through rate tells Etsy whether buyers care that you're there. Keywords create the opportunity to appear, but buyer behavior is a massive signal to the algorithm nowadays, and it always has been. But it helps determine whether the appearance becomes stronger, ranking, evidence, or wasted visibility. So today I'm going to show you a method using a tool that I found and also the sponsor of today's video that will help you optimize your thumbnails. So that way you get a crazy good click-through rate. Now it's called Lovart AI, and we're going to use some specific prompts that I'm going to share in the description and in the comments below that will let you take your product and change the background and change everything else so that way you can actually signal the algorithm that you have a high click-through rate and get a high click-through rate. It also lets you do text edit, multi-angle, as well as touch edit. So it's really, really cool, and I've been having some fun playing with it. So let's jump into it. So I'm gonna start here on the dashboard. I'm gonna use this prompt, and I'm gonna give you these prompts in the description as well as the comments below. But essentially, it's going to tell it to create an Etsy optimized 1-to-1, 3,000 by 3,000 thumbnail. It's going to use exactly the image. It's going to cut out the product and replace the background. So that way we're not completely generating AI product image for our product. We want our product to stay the same with the photo that we're using. So I'm going to use this image here. It's just simply this image of soap, and we're going to do all the work behind it. So I'm going to hit e-commerce right here. I'm going to add the image. And as you can see, this image isn't super, flashy. It's not even the right size. It's going to resize it for us, and it's going to make the background pop so that way we get a higher click-through rate. I'm going to choose the model because you have a ton of models to choose from with this tool, and you have access to all the big ones: Midjourney, Nano Banana, Seedream, Flux, those kind of things. But today I'm just going to simply use ChatGPT Image 2, but on the high mode. So I'm going to click that, but then also I want you to click the thinking mode for this tool because we want it to do a lot more work and think for us. I'm going to hit generate after I make sure that's there, and it's going to take us into its workspace. Now in the workspace, you can do other stuff. Like you could tell it to create a multi-angle image. If you have text in here, you can also change the text. And then based on this chat today, I'm going to create a skill, and that skill can be referenced back by this agent at any time, which is super powerful, especially if you dial in like a specific workflow and you want it to duplicate that again. It can be frustrating, like if you're in ChatGPT, for example, and you have one thread and it made a few good images for you, but the next thread that you started doesn't do well. This is the solution because you create a skill out of that, and you can reference that skill, and it has the same protocol every single time. Also, you can export as a PSD. If you want to put this in Photoshop and do stuff in Photoshop, you can export as a PSD. So it's super powerful in that way. So I'm just going to let it think here, and as you can see, it's literally talking to us like Think Mode would do on ChatGPT or Codex or Claude Code would do. It's saying it can see what we gave it, it's executing, and we're going to give it some time. All right, so this is what it created after about 2 minutes, the first image here. Then I refined it just a little bit, and I told it to create a lifestyle shot showing the soap in a bathroom or spa setting while keeping the product accurate. Do not make it too cluttered, but make it eye-popping. And it made this image right here. Now, if you had your own product images with your cell phone and it was very lackluster, this is a 10 times better alternative that you can create in this setting right here. Now, let's say that you really, really like this one. You can click this one, and you can follow up with it and tell it some more things. It's going to create lots of different variants if you want it to, but I'm going to hit multi-angle, and you can literally rotate it and do all this crazy different stuff with it, which I won't get into in this video, maybe in a future video. But what I want to showcase right now is the skills. Create a skill based on this chat. So summarize this conversation and generate a design skill. Now, once it creates this skill, you'll be able to mention it or tag it in a future chat with this tool, and it will know exactly what you want. Perfect. I've successfully extracted the skill Etsy Product Hero visuals from our conversation. Now, let's say that you did a lot more, because I only did 2 different prompts within this workflow. If you did a lot more work and you specified a lot of different details that you wanted, then this goes miles in saving you time. So definitely, once you create a workflow, save it as a skill, because no other person is going to have that skill, and no other person is going to be able to replicate it because it's uniquely you. Just make sure whenever you're using this tool to tell it to preserve the actual product. Tell it to cut it out and place it on the background that it creates, because you want it to accurately represent the product that you're actually selling. You don't want to just generate it from scratch. Now, this is the next really cool part. So if you really like an image, let's say you did a ton of work and you want to save credits, for example. This is pretty lean on credits. With what I just did, it used only a fraction of the monthly bare minimum package, the $19 a month one. But let's say you want to do some extra stuff in Photoshop because you have Photoshop and there's a ton of tools over there. Literally go right click the image you like, go to export and hit PSD, and you got a PSD for Photoshop. Extremely powerful, and they're not gatekeeping their own tool, which I really love that about it. So let's say I generated an image that I really like, but I just want to move these leaves just a little bit. I'm going to select the image that I made. I hit Move Objects. I simply select it right here. it automatically detects what it is, the plant leaves. It made the image, so it should know what it is, right? It does. I hit run, and then right next to it, it moves it over a little bit. Now that was just based off of one run, but it can move the objects, which is really powerful. And as you can see, we're on the whole workboard right here. So there's a ton of other stuff that you can do inside of here. Every tool that this app offers is based on this workspace right here. So it's not within a bunch of different chats. Now you can create new chats, new workflows, new boards, whatever. Everything that it does can be done in this workboard, and it's really, really cool. So this goes way beyond any just image generation tool. It's an agent that creates skills, that exports it. It's insane. And I definitely would love if you tried it out and let me know what you thought. The link is in the description below. It's called Lovart AI, and let me know what you think.